Hey, welcome to the Arsenal blueprint. And you know what? Mikel Arteta's blueprint is right. Everlasting gobstoppers. If only they could make that ingredient that made them everlasting. It's my lucky charm. My blue tongue. My blueprint. I'm only joking. I just had some sweets. But today, I wasn't worried. I wasn't worried. What I wanted today was to see a performance, a reaction from the match, not from Vienna, Rapid Vienna, whatever they're called. No, Zurich, sorry. Rapid Vienna. Zurich, where we won 2-1, where we played the kids, really. Poor performance, and we got over the line. I thought, bloody hell, we're going to play like that at Brentford. We're going to get beat. But no odegaard today, injured. So Fabio Vieira steps in. Now, Nicolas Jover used to be at Man City. He was their set piece coach. For some reason, Mikel Arteta pips him from City. Another City expert in his field that we've taken their players, we've taken their assistant manager, who's now our manager. This guy, Nicolas Jover, is a genius. Tell me a better set piece coach at offense and defense in the Premier League. They're hard to find. Maybe only Manchester City have a better one. I'd have to look at the league. I'd have to look at the table. Who's top defensively and offensively? But I can tell you one thing: Arsenal are up there. Now the first goal whipped in. I think it was Saka who whipped it in, and it was classic Nicolas Jover. As soon as I saw Saliba jump for it and flick it on, I thought, this is danger. Hits the underside of the bar, miles in. Gabriel Jesus is right there to bang in anyway, and he's just like, it's a goal. And obviously the referee gets a little buzz in his ear. Goal line, that's what goal line technology is for. This is where it's not VAR, this is technology that's undisputable. It's great. It's great when it works so simply like that. So it's quite so simply a goal. Second goal, wow from Granit Xhaka. Dictating midfield. By the way, Thomas Partey was back today, and A1 performance from Partey. I just think he hasn't played a competitive game since I can't remember now. I think it might have been Fulham. He's been out He's been out a month, at least. I'm a little bit worried about him going away with Ghana. I think, mate, Arsenal staff could have pulled a fast one there and said, we could have pulled him off with 20 minutes to go and said, we're a little bit worried. Nigel, he's not fit enough. Do a Fergie. That's what Fergie used to do all the time. Our three Brazilians, who will be going to the World Cup, Martinelli, Jesus, and Gabriel Magalhaes. The only Gabriel I would say would be in doubt of not getting in that squad is the defender. Martinelli and Jesus will be in that Brazil squad. But they wanted to try some other players. But Magalhaes, if he plays like he did today for the rest of the season with Saliba, because Saliba's consistent, mate. He is just, what you're going to get with him. that's why I think when Haaland comes to town, we're going to have a plan for Haaland. You can have a plan for Haaland, but it turned out he gets a hat trick in 8 minutes or something. But I think if we play highest line and we get caught out of possession, and someone like Gundogan, ball through, 1-on-1, it's just Saliba and Haaland. Haaland's power, it depends who's in control. But I think if Saliba can position his body right, he can get the better of Haaland. On the ground. In the air, maybe that's Gabriel Marquez's job. But that's going to be an interesting game. This game was so important because, and what I was saying, Granit Xhaka, 35 yards out, spots Jesus, arm up, pings it, inch perfect cross, straight onto the head of Gabriel Jesus, bang, 2-0, thank you very much. He likes his headers, doesn't he? Oh, Gabriel Jesus. Fantastic goal. Absolutely brilliant from Xhaka, brilliant from Jesus. And them two were causing Brentford all sorts of problems all game. In the second half, we should have won the game 6-7-0. I mean, Brentford had one chance. I think he had 2 shots on goal, but one real chance. I think it was Tony, and it was a tame, pathetic effort. There was build up about Ivan Toney, and fair play to Ivan Toney for getting in the England squad. But what I did was I did my research on the teams they've been beaten and losing to as well. The teams they've been losing to, we've been beaten. The teams they've won every home game this season apart from today. That includes Manchester United. And Manchester United were in a bit of disarray. I do not think they'd beat Manchester United 4-0 at the moment. I think they'd struggle. It shows the golf in class. And I knew if Arsenal got it right today and how Vieira played. Vieira wasn't having a brilliant game. You've got to remember it's his debut in the Premier League. Brentford's one of the hardest grounds. It's a bit like a Crystal Palace ground to go to and make your debut. It's tough. But Vieira out of nowhere picks the ball up. Saka's looking at him, pass it to me. He's like, nah, this is mine. He's about 30 yards out and he just unleashes one and it has dip on it and it just smashes into the bottom corner. On the goalkeeper is not in the far corner, on his near side. David Raya is nowhere near it. Absolutely brilliant goal to give the lads so much confidence, and you can see why we didn't say Yuri Tillemans. Yeah, they're going to say, yeah, but they're all number 10s, ESR, Fabio, Vieira, and Odegaard, they're all number 10s. But for me, Vieira could play the Granit Xhaka role. ESR could come in. He could even play the Granit Xhaka role, the number 8 role. Or if we could play a different formation where we need several of them as well. Odegaard is our number 10, but I'll tell you what, mate, he starts banging in them goals like that, and Arsenal will need to score important goals. And if Odegaard's not doing it, we've got Fabio Vieira. He's going to be an absolute superstar for Arsenal. I always said this season, right? This is a massive season for Arsenal, right? They're asking Arteta about, you know, I think Arteta's team talk before the match was they've knocked us off the top of the league. Now let's get fucking back there. Come on, boys, let's come and win. You can just imagine him hearing it, right? We did it. That's just real character. But now as an international break, anything I'm in it, I'm pissed off about. Our three Brazilians would be fine. But it's Thomas Partey going to Ghana. But touch wood, God bless. As long as he doesn't get injured, it gives him game time. Ready for the biggest derby in London. And one of the biggest derbies in the country, and one of the biggest derbies in Europe, and one of the biggest derbies in world football. That's right, Arsenal versus Tottenham Hotspur. Coming to us, probably the most confident they've come to us in years. We don't know who they're going to play. Kane's obviously going to play. Son scored a hat-trick yesterday. He'll probably start. Probably with Son on one side, Kulusevski on the other, Son at the middle. And if they need a goal, they bring Richarlison on. So we're going to have our hands full with that lot. So we might have to change things up, because there's no. Our last three games, I've just checked it. It might go back further than that. I think Villa had more possession. I think they had more 50-50. But Man U away was 70-30 to us. Zurich away was 70-30 to us. And today was like 69-31. So 3 matches where we've had 70% possession. And we've slowly 1 goal in the first game, 2 in the second, 3 in the third. So we're starting to put the ball in the back of the net. We can't always rely on a defender like Chelsea. You can't rely on a defender to score goals. But when you are a team that are a set-piece expert team, if you're not on the ball, now Tottenham zonal mark, right? They zonal mark. I don't believe in zonal marking. I never have done. I don't like it. And I think Arsenal will target Tottenham zonal marking. I really do. They will target zones. They will see who's in certain zones, and they will target the zones. It's as simple as that. Jesus is a yellow away from being banned. So let's just hope Jesus keeps his cool in that game, because the next game after that is Liverpool at home. Now, I would rather beat Liverpool at home than Man City at home, because we are closer to Liverpool than we are to Manchester City. Let's be real. And it lays down a marker. We can say privately, we're coming for your mantle as City's main challengers. I think they already know it. If everything goes to plan and we get in the Champions League, I'd love a cup as well, but I'll just take the top 4. We just need to be in that Champions League so we can attract the best players. Now, I think the Cronkies will give Arteta a massive pat on the back and they will give him a Champions League war chest. They'll say, what do you need? I've got to admit, I think Arteta's looking for a new centre-back, a new left-footed centre-back. I think he wanted Lautaro Martinez. So, I know Juve wanted Gabriel. So, we'll see what happens there. To be honest, it'd be nice to keep Gabriel because I think he's young. He's only going to get better. But he does have a mistake in him. And Saliba needs a settled partner. I don't think it's going to be Ben White, but Ben White can play there. I think Gabriel made White look really good last season. Now Saliba's making everyone look average. Because the players in this team you want are Saliba type players. If you want to challenge and win the Premier League, if you want to challenge and win the Champions League, you need two almost world-class players in every position, or up and coming to be world-class. Top class at the moment, maybe the old world-class player. Personally, I'd love to see Victor Osimhen from Napoli at Arsenal to battle it out with Martinelli. Yeah, Martinelli's been great and all that, but Osimhen gives you something different. Jesus can go on the left as such, and Osimhen's pace, that man's pace is just unreal. So that gives us a different element. I'd love to pick up Milinkovic Savic. I think Arsenal might have one more look at him, see if a deal can be struck. He's coming to the twilight end of his career. They wanted 60 mil. That was last season. He's only got one season left now. So I think Arsenal will go for him. It will go for him. Can't rely on xhaka all the time. We've got players like Savic, Osimhen, Jesus, Saka, Marquinhos. We almost wasted all that money on Neto when we got Marquinhos. I mean, what a revelation this kid's been. Fabio Vieira for 34 mil. He's been touted around as 70, 80 million pound player now. I just think, what would Osimhen cost? 75, 80. Milinkovic Savic, 45. So it's 100, 120, 125 on two top players. Osimhen is young. Savic not so young, but brings that experience. Osimhen would, for me, he's not a risk. Didier Drogba did an interview saying he's the next big thing. Listen to Didier. And he gives you something different. He gives you pace, absolute raw pace. And when Arsenal get in behind, you give it to Osimhen, he's gone. He is gone. And fast players in the Arsenal team like Saka, you can keep out of him. It's a goal, isn't it? Or Martinelli on one side. I think odegaard and Fabio Vieira next season will be rotated. And Zinchenko, teams just can't handle. City were doing it as well the other day. Arsenal and City are both playing this inverted fullback, and teams don't know how to deal with it. Liverpool for me is the acid test. I mean, God forsake we lose to Tottenham at home. That really would put us on a downer. Even drawing to Tottenham at home. But I'm going to stick with what history tells me, and that is we always come good against Spurs. I think it will be an extremely tough game. Conte, Spurs do not give up. Unless we blow them away early doors. Or completely out. We will outplay them. They will do what Manchester United tried to effectively did to us, caught us on the counter. Tottenham have much better players than Manchester United on that counter. So Arteta, he must have learned from that game. He watches Tottenham games. I'd watch very carefully how they got beat in the Champions League. It's unusual for them to lose such 2 late goals. Yeah, they responded. Wow, they beat Leicester. I mean, when's it going to be Brendan Rodgers? Surely is next to be sacked. We thought it might be Gerrard, but I think if he gets beat by Villa, he's gone. He's gone. He might go over the international break. Who knows? And do you know what? If I was Brendan, I'd get the hell out of there. I would. I wouldn't wait to get a sack. But maybe he wants the 20 million. And would you blame him? Because I would not. Back to Arsenal. Funny little thing. Gabriel Jesus trolling Tony. Nice little kickabout with the lads. Hey. That's exactly what Tony said last season. Revenge is sweet. I knew we'd get it. Brentford, you played a half-baked Arsenal with almost every player we had out there was second string. And we had all the rest of our players were out injured. So, but you still had to get the job done. You did it. Fair play. And you battered a lot of teams at your ground. But you can't say you battered Arsenal season. We taught you a lesson in football today. A lesson, bruv. I could see Thomas Frank was in pain on that side. He looked like he didn't have an answer. And that's not very often you see Thomas Frank like that. He doesn't have an answer. He just didn't have an answer. And you know what? Arsenal are back. We're back. We're not going to win the league just yet. But I do think the opportunity will arise the next year or two for us to really have a go at winning the league. Depends who's involved with it and whether we can hold our ball. But we do need to keep improving the squad. Obviously, every season you need to sign new players. Why? Because of competition. Got players settled, thinking, "Yeah, this is my spot." Like xhaka, for instance, he's been playing really well. Blah blah blah. I don't, there's two players that could actually join Arsenal for free: Yuri Tillemans and Douglas Luiz. They could be free transfers next summer because they both wanted to join us. We'll see what happens. They'd be great signings because they're free. But I think maybe a surprise signing from Brazil. You never know with Eddie. I think we need to look for a new defender to go with William. And we need a new striker. Aubameyang had Laka. I'm sorry, but Eddie and Nketiah is just not going to cut mustard. Do you know what? I honestly think they gave him that 5-year deal, right? Because they're fed up with losing money, and this is their new strategy now. We'll give you we'll give you a contract, and if he doesn't cut the mustard, he will be sold. And I think we should get on this Victor Osimhen train before anyone else does. I think he'd love to play in the Premier League. I watched him dismantle. He didn't score, but he certainly caused Liverpool a lot of problems. Exciting times for Arsenal, and I think out of the top 5-6 clubs in England, so-called Big Six, I don't think any of us, apart from City, are guaranteed one to finish in the top 4 and to rival. It's too early, but Arsenal are looking like Man City's biggest rivals at the moment, along with Tottenham. I'll give Tottenham that. They're grinding out results, aren't they? It's a shame because they would have played Man City last week, but they got a bogey of them, haven't they? But I think that bogey would have ended, quite frankly. They're saying they're going to play these games next year. It's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. Anyway, when will Tottenham actually play a tough team? They played Chelsea, that's it. Anyway. Oh yeah, they got to play us now. But I would have preferred it if they'd have come in after a pasting from Haaland. So, a nice kick around with the lads. Unlucky, Ivan. But well done for your England call-up. Up the Arsenal.